When I was 4, I had a liver transplant because when I was born with something called, Mommy, how do you pronounce it?
Biliary atresia.
Wow.
And so it caused damage to my liver, so I had to have a transplant on my liver when I was 4.
Hi everyone, I'm Temtchine. I'm a singer and songwriter, and I've been living with pulmonary hypertension for the past 12 years. It's a true miracle that I'm alive today. I created Super Brave Kids because I believe that children who are living with chronic health conditions have the answers to some of life's most challenging questions, which is why I call this series of interviews Life Lessons from Super Kids. Join us as we interview kids from all over the world who have one thing in common. They're all superheroes disguised as kids. Please help me welcome today's guest. Who are you?
I'm Kaiya.
Excellent. And how old are you, Kaiya?
I'm 9.
And how are you doing today?
I'm great.
You are. You have a magic liver. Elise, is there anything you can add in terms of sort of expressing what the care is like to kind of have a child who's had a transplant?
There were times when it was challenging.
I'm sure.
The transplant went beautifully. And then a few months later, Kaiya got really sick. And so we were back in Houston for almost 2 months.
Wow.
In the hospital for quite a long stretch of that time. And that was really hard because they didn't know what was going on with her. And she every morning would get blood work, and sometimes they would have to redo the IV. And so taking on that almost pain by proxy was challenging.
Do you ever notice anything with your liver? Is it just normal? It doesn't really affect you much?
Then I have a scar, and sometimes people see that, and sometimes, well, actually all the time, I have to take my medicine.
So you take medicine. Is it lots and lots of medicine or just a couple pills?
It's just 1 pill every time it's 7:30.
Wow, so that's fantastic. So it's not too much.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Do you have to go to the doctor a lot for visits?
I have to go every 3 months to get blood work to see if I'm okay.
Got it. Every 3 months. And is that for a long time? You'll have to do that? Go to the doctor?
Yeah, we go once a year back to Houston,
okay.
And that's where her team is. And they recommend that she gets blood work every 3 to 4 months, depending on what the blood work comes back.
And it's just constant monitoring, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to get lab work done tomorrow.
I'm going to get lab work done in a few days too. We're on the same schedule. We're both doing it. I'll think of you when I'm doing mine. And I'm like, ouch, 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 ouch. But you get very used to it and it doesn't hurt anymore. Does it hurt you still? No, not really. Yeah, you get used to it.
The people who does my blood work say that sometimes teenagers cry and I'm really brave.
What do you think it means to be brave?
I think it means that you stand up for what's right and face your fears.
That's fantastic. And do you think that you stand up for what's right and face your fears? Nice. So you're brave.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. When you do get scared, because you do get scared sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to make yourself feel better?
I call my friend.
You call your friend, like your best friend?
Yeah.
And what does she say to you that makes you feel better?
She says everything's gonna be okay.
What if somebody was your age and coming to you for some advice and saying, Kaiya, I get really scared. Like, what can I do? What can I do to make myself feel better?
You can ask people to visit and then you can talk to them about it. Like, my mommy was always there and I talked to her when I was sad and scared.
And she makes you feel better?
Yes.
And what would you say your biggest fear is?
My biggest fear is having to get a new liver and this one doesn't work.
Now, in the case of liver, and correct me if I'm wrong, but with livers, because they're so protected by the body, the outcomes are amazing from what I understand. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a fortunate situation because this, God willing, everything can be okay forever, you know?
Yes. In fact, remember what Dr. Fishman said at our last appointment?
Yes.
You want to tell Chloe?
What did he say?
He said, wait, I forgot.
That the liver will probably outlive
For me.
Wow.
the
That's amazing. So the rejection rate is very small with liver. Does your new liver have a name?
Bob.
Bob. Does he have a last name or just a first name?
Bob Hensworth.
Is Hensworth your last name?
No.
No, I love it. So it's just Bob Hensworth. It sounds like a lawyer. You know what I mean? What is your greatest challenge?
So sometimes when I would wear like bathing suits, everyone would ask me like, what is that? Why do you have a scar? And sometimes, and I would say because I had a liver transplant. And then they would, like, some people would understand, but also some people would like make fun of me because of it. But like if they do that, that's not your problem. That's their problem.
Exactly. Then there's no point in listening to them.
Like Ava, I told her all about it, and she said, I don't think that's funny. I think that you're very lucky to be alive.
Exactly. And so have you found that people have, in general, commented on your scar?
Yeah, some people have said, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So in a good way.
Yeah, but some people say in a bad way, but it doesn't matter. You can't always think of what they said because that's not nice. They were just criticizing you because you were different, but no one's really different. Everyone's the same because we're all human beings.
Exactly. And a lot of people who make those comments, you know, they're just scared, honestly. They're scared. And so, you know, they don't know what else to say, so they make other people feel bad, you know? But you have such a great way of looking at it. I agree. No, you've given amazing advice. What is the key to happiness?
The key to happiness is like spending time with the people you love, like your family and your friends.
I agree. What do you think you've learned about yourself?
I've learned to be kind, respectful, and helpful, and to always help anyone.
Yeah, so those are your superpowers. Helpful, is it helpful, kind, respectful? Are those good superpowers? Yeah. And Kaiya, what is a superhero to you?
Superhero is someone who's they always help someone even if they don't know them. They're always just like there to help.
I love that. I love that. And then the big question is, do you have a superhero name that you've come up with?
It's Wonder Nurse Kaiya.
Wonder Nurse Kaiya. I like that. That goes along with helping people. I love that. And when you say this, it sounds like you might want to be a nurse.
I do.
You do. That's what you want to do when you grow up. What if I asked you the biggest question of all, what is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life is spending it with the people you love and doing what makes you happy.
Amen to that. Well, thank you both. Thank you both for your time.
very much.
All right, guys. Mwah.
Mwah.
Have a beautiful day. Stay happy, stay well.
Bob Hensworth says goodbye.